And as far as records go, I mean, I was looking at Arizona's schedule. Might win 3 games max, and that's me like just because it's the NFL and it's any given Sunday. But they stink. I mean, the Chargers week 1, that's an L. Seattle week 2, that's an L. San Francisco week 3, that is an L. At Giants, that is an L. Versus the Lions, that's an L. At Rams, that is an L. Versus Denver, that's an L. At Dallas, that's an L. At Seattle, that's an L. Versus the Rams, that is an L. At Kansas City, L. Versus Washington, that is an L. Versus Philly, that is an L. We are talking about you're going into your week 14 bye, and I don't even think you're going to win a game. Then you're coming out the bye, you play the Jets. I may give you that just because the Jets stink too. At the Saints, that's an L. Versus the Raiders, flip a coin. And then the close season out versus San Francisco, that is an L. So we're talking two and 14, 2-15. Team stinks. Ugh. Got Rams start the season versus San Francisco. That'll be a win. They're not losing Thursday night. Giants win at Denver. At Denver, they can lose that game for sure. 8-20 at Denver. Bo Nix. I don't know if Bo Nix is gonna be back. We'll give them that win. 3-0 at Philly. Philly plays them well, man. I'm gonna give Philly the win on that one. So 3-1 versus Buffalo. 4-1, 5-1 versus Arizona. At Vegas, 6-1 versus the Chargers. Their line's too much for the Chargers. 7-1. Washington at Washington. 8-1. At Arizona, 9-1. Week 11 bye. Week 12 you come out of your bye, play Green Bay, that's a win versus Kansas City Thursday night. That's a win. They're better than Kansas City. At San Francisco, they'll lose that game. They'll lose that game Sunday night at San Francisco. Versus Dallas, they'll beat Dallas. At Seattle, they'll lose. At Tampa Bay, I think they'll win that game. Versus Seattle, they'll win that game. So we're saying what? So at least 13 wins for this team. First place. San Francisco. We already talked about this. At Rams, loss versus Miami, they'll win. Arizona, they'll win. Versus Denver, they'll win that game. So that's 3-1. At Seattle, they'll lose. 3-2. Versus Washington, 4-2. At Atlanta, 5-2. Bye week. Week 8. Week 9. At Vegas, 6-2. At Dallas, 6-3. I think Dallas can pull that out. Dak's good enough to win that game in Dallas regular season. 6-3 versus Minnesota. 7-3 versus Seattle. They don't match up against Seattle. 7-4 at Giants. 8-4 versus Rams. 8-5 at Chargers. 8-6 at Kansas City. 8-7 at Arizona, or versus Philly. 9-7 at Arizona. 10-7. So I see them at 10-7. That's what I see the Niners at, 10-7. Excuse me. Then we got Seattle, defending Super Bowl champs. Obviously, they played Patriots week 1. That's an L. 0-1. At Arizona, 1-1. At Washington, 2-1. Versus Chargers, 3-1. Versus Niners, 4-1. At Denver, 4-2. Versus Kansas City, that'll be the Kenneth Walker revenge game. We'll go 4-3. They're losing that game. Versus the Bears, 5-3. Versus Cardinals, 5-6 and 3. At the Raiders, 7-3. Bye week at San Francisco. They'll lose that. They're sweeping San Francisco. Honestly, to be honest, it's 8-3. Versus Dallas, 9-3. Versus Giants, 10-3. At Philly, they'll lose. They'll lose at Philly. Rams, they'll win at home. They'll split with the Rams. They'll beat at Carolina. That's a sneaky game, but they should win that. And then at Rams, they should win that. So my bad. Let me count this up real quick. 1, 2. 12-5. I got them. 12-5. So one game behind the Rams. We got Arizona finishing up at 2 win. Lord, 2 wins. Got San Francisco at about 10 wins. Seattle at about give or take 12 wins. And then got the Rams at 13. And that is my NFC West preview. I just want to thank God for helping me make this video. Thank you, YouTube. God bless.